Hey guys, and welcome to the Command Tower. We make EDH deck techs. If you enjoy these videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, check out our TCG player affiliate link in the description below. If you use it, helps it a lot. Today's deck is Moritte of the Frost deck. Moritte is a 0/0 with Changeling. And it enters the battlefield as a copy of a permanent you control, except it's legendary and snow in addition to its other types, and if it's a creature, enters the battlefield with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it, and it has Changeling. So, this deck is going to be a Changeling deck. So basically, we're going to play a lot of Changelings, and then we're going to play cards that are going to benefit off having every creature type. And then we're going to have some copy effects too. Total price of this deck is $36.16, and this is according to TCG player, and does not include the price of basic lands. So let's get right into the deck. First off, we got Ramp. Since it's a Changeling deck, we're going to have a lot of cards that benefit off of Changelings. Sachi, Daughter of Shishiro. Other snakes you control get +0/+1, and then Shamans you control have, tap, add 2 green mana to your mana pool. So, this can make all your Changelings bigger, and then they can tap for a lot of mana. Mana Weft Sliver, similar. Slivers you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Elvish Archdruid. Other elf creatures you control get +1/+1, and if you tap him, you add a green for each elf you control. This is going to make all your Changelings bigger, and then you can tap them for mana. Bosk Banneret. Treefolk spells and Shaman spells you play cost 1 less to play, so it's going to make all your Changelings cheaper. Krosan Warchief is kind of the same thing. Beast spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, and you can pay 2 to regenerate a beast. Risen Reef is a very good card for the deck. Whenever it or another elemental enters the battlefield under your control, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you can put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you don't put that card on the battlefield, put it into your hand. So it's either going to ramp you, or let you draw cards. And also, we have some copy effects in this deck. So if you copy Risen Reef and play Changelings, we're going to get a lot of lands. Mirror Reservoir. It taps for 2 mana. You can only spend that to cast mirror spells, or activate abilities of Mirror, so we're only going to use it for Changelings. We can pay 3, tap it, return target mirror card from your graveyard to your hand. Leafkin Druid. It taps for a green, but if you control 4 or more creatures, it taps for 2 green instead. Then Harbage Druid, which is probably the best ramp card we have. You can tap it to add X mana of any 1 color to your mana pool, or X number of allies you control. So it's only 2 mana, and it can tap for a whole lot of mana. Then we got some Changelings, and since it's a Changeling deck, we're going to need a whole lot, even though they might not be too good. Universal Automaton, Mistform Ultimus, and Woodland Changeling, all of Changeling. Game Trail Changeling has Trample 2. Guardian Gladewalker, when it enters battlefield to put a 1/1 counter on target creature. Changeling Titan, you have to champion a creature when it comes into play. Webweaver Changeling has Reach. When it enters the battlefield, if there are 3 or more creature cards in your graveyard, you gain 5 life. Which, you might not have the creatures in your graveyard, but it's a Changeling, so it's pretty good. Turtleshell Changeling. You pay 2, you can switch its power to up to on a turn. Moth Dust Changeling. You tap an untapped creature you control, and it gains flying till on a turn. Mistwalker has flying. If you pay 2, it gets +1/-1 till on a turn. Litjar Kin Seekers. When it enters the battlefield, if you control 3 or more creatures that share a creature type, which you probably will, you put a 1/1 counter on them, and then you scar 1. Litjar Glade Ward. You pay 3, tap it, exile a creature card from your graveyard, put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. And only do that as a sorcery. Birthing Vows. You can pay 4, tap it, to create a 2/2 colorless shapeshifter creature token with Changeling, which might not be super good, but if we don't have any Changelings to play, it's going to be really nice. Then, this is definitely the best card in the deck, Maskwood Nexus. Creatures you control are every creature type, and this is the same for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. And then you can pay 3 to tap it, create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. So basically, all our creatures are going to have Changeling, which may seem decent, but it's going to work really well with some of the cards we talk about later. Amoeboid Changeling. You can tap it, target creature gains all creature types on a turn, If you can tap it, target creature loses all creature types until end turn. Bloodline Pretender. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type, and whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on it. So, you'll probably just choose a creature type of a creature that you have in your hand. And then, when you play Changelings too, he'll get 1/1 counters. The Bears of Littjara. It's a saga. First part, create a 2/2 blue shapeshifter creature token with Changeling. Second part, any number of target shapeshifter creatures you control have base power and toughness 4/4. And the third part, choose up to one target creature or planeswalker. Each creature with power 4 or greater you control deals damage equal to its power to that permanent. So, it's going to make all your shapeshifters bigger, and then it's going to kill something. Then we got some cards that benefit off of you playing Changelings. Full Moon's Rise. Well, very good card for the deck. It's an enchantment, and werewolf creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample, which is pretty good, so you're making your Changelings bigger. But the best part, you can sacrifice it, or regenerate all werewolf creatures you control. So basically, if someone goes to board wipe, you can sacrifice this, and you're going to save all your Changelings from dying. Lord of the Unreal. Illusion creatures you control get +1/+1 and have hexproof, so all your Changelings are going to be hard to kill, and they're going to be bigger. Gigantic Sliver. Sliver creatures you control get +3/+3, which is already great because you're making Changelings bigger. And then, we have some copy effects in this deck, so if you make several copies of this, all your Changelings are going to be huge. Obelisk of Erd has Convoke. When it enters the battlefield, you choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +2/+2. Byways Blob. Oozes you control get +1/+1, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control your commander, create a token that's a copy of it. So, it's going to make all your Changelings bigger, and it's going to make oozes too, and we can copy this to get oozes faster. Pharaoh's Band War Chief. Vigilance and Trample, and other centaur creatures you control get +1/+1, and Vigilance and Trample. Winged Sliver. All your slivers have flying, so all our Changelings are getting flying, and they're going to be hard to block. Tribal Unity. Creatures of the creature type of your choice get +X/+X till a turn. Call to the Kindred. A very good card for the deck. You enchant a creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, you can look at the top 5 cards of your library. If you do, put a creature card that shares a creature type with an enchanted creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Then you put the rest of those cards in the bottom of your library in any order. So basically, you're going to enchant a Changeling you control. Then, you're going to reveal the top 5 cards of your library, your upkeep, and you're literally just going to get a creature from among them onto the battlefield. And you're going to keep doing that every turn until that creature dies. So it's going to get you a lot of value if that creature doesn't die. Then, Notorious Throng has Prowl for 6, so you can only do that if you dealt damage with a rogue. So, all your Changelings are going to be rogues. And then, you create X, 1/1 Black Fairy Rogue creature tokens with flying, where X is damage dealt to your opponent's this turn. And if spell's Prowl cost was paid, take an extra turn after this one. So, you're going to get a bunch of 1/1s, and then you can probably take an extra turn. And then, one of my favorite cards of the deck, Pure Pressure. You choose a creature type. If you control more creatures of that type than any other player, you gain control of all creatures of that type. So, with all the Changelings, you'll have more of a creature type than other players do. So, even if you pick something like humans, and there's only like 3 or 4 humans on the board, still getting control of them is a lot of value. Then we got a couple copy spells, so you can copy your best cards that benefit off of Changelings. So then you get twice as much benefit. Mirror Image. Enters the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control. Sakashima as well. You choose one. If you control your commander. As you cast a spell, you can choose both. Target opponent chooses a creature they control. You gain control of it. Or, choose a creature you control. Each other creature you control becomes a copy of that creature on a turn. You'll probably do the second one. And if you have a card like Gigantic Sliver, or all your slivers get +3/+3, and then you make all your creatures Gigantic Sliver, all your creatures are going to be gigantic, and you could probably kill everybody that turn. Progenitor Mimic. Enters the battlefield as a copy of a creature on the battlefield, except it has, at the beginning of your upkeep, if this creature isn't a token, create a token that's a copy of that creature. So you're just going to keep getting copies. Infinite Reflections. Enchant creature. When it enters battlefield attached to a creature. Each other non-token creature you control becomes a copy of that creature. And then, non-token creatures you control enter the battlefield as a copy enchanted creature. This could backfire, but if you play it again on like Gigantic Sliver, and all your creatures are Gigantic Slivers, once again, you're going to deal a lot of damage. Reflections of Lit Jara. When it enters battlefield, you choose a creature type. When you cast a spell of the chosen type, you copy that spell. So you just choose a creature type that you have in your hand, and then Changelings will benefit off that, and you'll keep getting more Changelings. Soul Foundry. When it enters battlefield, you can exile a creature card from your hand, pay X, tap it, create a token that's the copy of the exiled card, and then X is the card mana cost of that card. Then we got some card advantage. So we're going to have card advantage that works off of splitting creatures, and those creatures being every creature type. Beast Whisperer. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you draw a card. Lifecrafter's Bestiary. At the beginning of your upkeep, you scry 1. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you can pay 1 to draw a card. Primordial Sage. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you can draw a card. Soul of the Harvest. Trample. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you can draw a card. And all of those are good because it's a creature-based deck. Wirewood Savage. Whenever a beast enters the battlefield, you draw a card. So you're going to draw cards off your Changelings. But also, if another player plays the beast, you also get to draw a card. Unesh. Cryosphinx Sovereign. Flying. Sphinx spells you cast cost 2 less to cast. So basically, all your Changelings are going to cost less. Then, whenever him or another Sphinx enters the battlefield under your control, reveal the top 4 cards of your library. Opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand, and the other into your graveyard. So basically, you're going to be playing Changelings, and you're going to get cards off of that. And then, if you get another Changeling off of that, you can play that Changeling for cheaper with him, and then get more cards. So it's a pretty good combo just by itself. Seagate Lore Master. You can tap to draw a card for each ally you control. Mass Appeal. Draw a card for each human you control. Then Distant Melody. Choose a creature type. Draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. So those are all good with Changeling. And then Azami, Lady of Scrolls. Tap an untapped wizard you control. Draw a card. So you can tap your Changelings to draw cards. And then we got Sir Removal. Lookhouse Dispersal. It costs 1 less to cast if you control a pirate. You counter a spell, less its controller pays 4. Wizard's Retort. It costs 1 less to cast if you control a wizard. And you counter a spell. Sage's Dowsing. Counter target spell, less its controller pays 3. If you control a wizard, you draw a card. So all those are going to work off of our Changelings. Absorb Identity. Return target creature to its owner's hand. And then, shapeshifters you control become copies of that creature's on turn. So you can have all your Changelings become the scariest creature on the board till turn. Whelming Wave. Return all creatures to the owner's hands, except for Krakens, Leviathans, Octopuses, and Serpents. So basically, everything is going back to their hands, except for our Changelings. Mass Vandal has Changeling. When it enters battlefield, you can exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, exile target artifact or enchantment opponent controls. Ayula, Queen Among Bears. Whenever another bear enters battlefield under your control, put 2 on counters on target bear, or target bear you control fights target creature you don't control. So, whenever you're playing Changelings, you can have your Changelings fight your opponent's creatures. Feline Sovereign, a very good card from the deck. Other cats you control get +1/+1, have protection from dogs. So, that's already pretty good. But then, whenever one or more cats you control deal combat damage to a player, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment that player controls. So, you're already giving your Changelings +1/+1, but then you can remove your opponent's artifacts and enchantments just by attacking. Curse of the Swine. Exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green boar creature token. Lastly, we've got lands. Animal Sanctuary. It taps your colorless, or you can pay 2, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on target bird, cat, dog, goat, ox, or snake. So we're going to put 1/1 counters on our Changelings. Command Tower. Taps for 1 mana V color. Simic Growth Chamber. Enters battlefield tapped. When enters battlefield, return land you control to its hand. Taps for both Simic colors. Simic Guildgate. Enters battlefield tapped. Taps for Simic. Woodland Stream is the same. and Thornwood Falls is the same, but you gain a life. Then Lajara Mirror Lake enters battlefield taps. Taps are blue, or you can pay 5, tap it, sacrifice it. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except enters battlefield with additional 1/1 counter on it, and only do that as a sorcery. Then we just got 15 forests and 15 islands. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.